Bond CIA contact Felix Leiter informs that Bond has a new mission, the observation of a man named Eric Goldfinger, an international jeweler who is suspected of smuggling.
Signal from London.
Eric Goldfinger.
He asked us to keep an eye on him for you.
And where do I find him?
He's a fabulous card player.
Well, I don't believe that, you know. I don't know.
Well,
So.
Bond finds Jill Masterson, Goldfinger's mistress, watching him playing cards in Goldfinger's hotel room.
Who are you?
Bond. What's your name?
From her vantage point, Jill can see Goldfinger's opponent's hand and relay instructions to Goldfinger, allowing him to cheat and win.
Now hear this, Goldfinger. Your luck has just changed. I doubt very much if the Miami Beach police would take kindly to what you're doing. Nod your head if you agree. Now start losing, Goldfinger. Let's make it 15,000. Keep him occupied for quite some time.
Bond invites Jill back to his own hotel room where they spend the night together.
Just chill.
While Bond retrieves another bottle of champagne, he is hit from behind and falls unconscious. When Bond awakes, he finds that Jill has been murdered. She has died of skin suffocation. Bond reports back to London. Ham explains that Goldfinger is a legitimate jeweler, permitted to trade and refine gold legally around the world. Yet his means of transporting his gold internationally remains unknown. Bond's mission is to prove if Goldfinger is smuggling his own gold illegally.
now pay attention, please.
Bond makes a brief visit to the lab of his weapons specialist Q, who provides him with 2 tracking devices and a new car, a 1964 Aston Martin DV5.
Rear bulletproof screen and left and right front wing machine gun. You see the gear lever here? Now if you take the top off, you'll find a little red button and engage and fire the passenger ejector seat.
Ready, Blacking? Yes, sir. There's an old member dropped by, sir. Same handicap as yours. Mr. Bond?
Yes?
This is Mr. Gold.
How'd you do?
How do you do? Shall we make it a shilling a hole?
Mm-hmm.
I'll take some teas.
Yes, of course.
Bond follows Goldfinger to Geneva and arrives at an industrial plant owned by him. Bond overhears a conversation between Goldfinger and a Chinese associate. Some parts of his Rolls-Royce are solid 18-karat gold, which are smelted at the plant as smuggling.
The work of my Rolls-Royce is 18-karat gold, furnished in
Bond also hears Goldfinger mention something called Operation Grand Slam. Bond awakes in Goldfinger's laboratory.
Car of yours. I too have a new toy, but considerably more practical.
Goldfinger has a giant laser, which threatens to cut Bond in half from his crotch upwards. Bond tries to inform Goldfinger that he has full details of his plans.
Operation Grand Slam, for instance.
You may have overheard.
Bond plays his last card, saying that he knows of Operation Grand Slam. He meets Goldfinger's personal pilot, Pussy Galore.
My name is Pussy Galore. Goldfinger's
Bond arrives at Goldfinger's stud farm near Fort Knox, Kentucky.
Welcome to Oryxstud, Mr. Bond. Lovely animal, isn't she?
Certainly better bred than the owner.
Show Mr. Bond to his quarters, please.
Goldfinger meets with several organized crime associates, telling them of his plan. He will rob the gold depositories at Fort Knox.
This is my bank. In its vaults are $15 billion. Knock off Fort
The gangsters scoff at his plan, saying that the area is too heavily fortified by the United States military. Goldfinger says that his plan will involve using a nerve gas to neutralize the troops nearby.
Gone to the bottom of the ocean. Achieve miracles.
What's that?
An invisible nerve gas.
No, if he's got the right answers, you and me don't even have to be there.
One of the Goldfinger's men releases the nerve gas Delta-9 into the room with the gangsters, killing them all. Bond begins to discuss Operation Grand Slam with Goldfinger, citing the fact that removing $15 billion in bullion from Fort Knox is logistically impossible, taking several days. Goldfinger counters by saying he has no plan to actually steal the gold from the depository. He will detonate a small nuclear bomb inside a vault area. The entire gold supply of the United States will become radioactive for decades and therefore useless. The resulting financial meltdown will force other nations to buy gold from Goldfinger himself, substantially increasing the value of his own gold. The next morning, Gulliver's flight squadron sprays a Delta-9 gas over the area surrounding Fort Knox. The bomb arrives on a helicopter and is moved into the vault.
Goodbye, Mr. Bond.
However, the gas spray was a ruse. Bond had somehow been able to convince Pussy to switch the canisters for something harmless. Goldfinger closes the vault door, trapping Bond and Oddjob inside. Outside, Goldfinger escapes in the guise of a US Army colonel. As Oddjob grabs his head to take it out, Bond touches the bar with an electrical cable, electrocuting Oddjob, who falls dead. Bond races to the bomb, trying to desperately to disarm it. The US Army enters the vault, led by Leiter. Bond is scheduled to fly to the White House for a personal meeting with the president. All of a sudden, Goldfinger emerges. He tells Bond that he will fly the plane to Cuba.
Are you having lunch at the White House, too? It's very dangerous to fire guns in...
At the controls.
Felix and the Air Force see a blip coming off the plane's later signature. The lawyer begins waving to the helicopter, but Bond grabs her, covering them with a parachute, cheekily saying they don't need to be rescued at that moment. Thanks for watching VWYT Global on YouTube.